Welcome to the Reddit mess, where I give a little commentary, a little unsolicited advice, a little ha kiki moments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Reddit is Ask Reddit, and the question is, has anyone ever given a nice guy a chance after they've thrown the tantrum because you didn't let them treat you like a queen? And if you did, how did it work out? I don't know why. Like, this title in itself, like, it pulls me in. It pulls me in because I have a nice guy story. I feel like every woman and or man has had the nice guy experience. And we're just gonna go ahead and get into it. So the first post, this person says, I bought you coffee. He cried with distress. It cost me a couple of dollars or less. I spoke to you nicely. I laughed at your joke. So why won't you give me your body? He spoke. Are they rhyming? Hey, they rhyming over here. It's always this way with you females, he said. You just want a Chad or some He-Man instead. You don't give a fuck about people like me. You're shallow and vain, and that's all that you'll be. There's no one as used and abused as we men. I just can't believe that this happened again. But you're just a female dog, he explained with a sigh. And one day you'll see that you missed a nice guy. As cute as that poem was, like, I'm not even mad at it. I'm just, this is me adding my little commentary. But I remember I dated this guy, and he wasn't where I needed him to be. You know what I'm trying to say? So I really wasn't trying to be in a committed relationship. Like, I was just trying to just be cool and just go on dates. I think I had reached this point in my life where I just wanted to go on dates and be pursued. That's it. And I made that very clear. And my first mistake was telling him everything that I had gone through in my past relationships. Take it from me, when you are dating a new person, do not tell them what has happened in the past. As far as he knows, you are the golden goose. You are the golden child. You are the lottery ticket. That's as far as they need to know. Baby, my ex did me great. They did me so good. They took care of me. They supported me. They uplifted my dreams. That's all that they need to know. Because, babe, when I tell you, I told him everything. Everything under the moon and stars about how my ex did me bad. And he came back and he was like, so you're willing to give those people a chance, but you can't give me a chance? You can't give me a chance? Child, bye. When I tell you I had the nice guy experience and overload, babe, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That was too much. That was too much of a nice guy. Too much. Anyways, so this person says, I dated one of those, a good Texas boy who was happy to be with me and wasn't going to screw it up a second time. He took me out, was nice to me, opened doors. Too bad he didn't understand, don't touch my neck during intimacy. Actually meant, don't touch my neck during intimacy. That ignoring of my boundaries made me panic about seeing him. I felt like I didn't have a good enough reason to break up with him. I know I don't need an excuse, but I was young and had never dealt with someone like that before. She said that she was young, so I'm so glad that she realized that during that time to be intimate with someone, she was very uncomfortable with the fact that he didn't respect her boundaries. And I know I've said it before in the past, but I feel like when you are doing the deed, you're sharing energies, like you're sharing your body, you're sharing, I call it your essence. If she said no, like, hey, I don't like that, I don't like to be choked, it means no. You have to have trust, especially when you're doing the deed with someone. Trust needs to physically be there. And if you can't trust your partner, the relationship is done. In my eyes, if there's no trust, the relationship is done. And if I don't feel comfortable trying to be intimate with you for risk that you're going to do something that I may not like, I can't proceed forward. So I'm glad that she was able to walk away from that relationship. So we're still on the nice guy topic, but this is just a different post. It's still on Ask Reddit, but the question is, woman of Reddit, what's your nice guy story? So this person says, I met a guy, let's call him, and I'm going to change the name because she said that this person is named this on Facebook, so I'm just going to tweak it a little bit. I met a man, let's call him Bob. We had a mutual friends in common. They vouched for him. And the chats we had were innocently about bands, movies, the best location for hot chocolate. We were both 23. I had PTSD at the time from a car wreck and liked the distraction of Bob's conversations. I went away for about 6 weeks and he was curious about what it was like there. So the chatting intensified with me sharing photos of different places, about what I've been up to. When I got home, I agreed to go on a date with him to get hot chocolate. He insisted that the only day that worked was the day I'd arrive. After a 28-hour flight. I agreed, but said it would have to be short. He ended up driving us over an hour away to get chocolate. Red flag number 1. And then further an hour to get a nice view of the city. So that's 2 hours, but that's red flag number 2. I was nervous but too tired to really complain, and all he did was play with my hair. So first off, I find it kind of strange that she didn't see that the red flag was the fact that he was pushing her to meet up with him as soon as she got off the flight. A 28-hour flight at that. Like, I don't know. When I hear 28 hour, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm sure they're going to be tired. I'm sure they're not going to want to do anything. Let me try to aim for a different day. That would be my thought process, because I want to be respectful of other people's time, space, and energy. So right off the bat, the fact that he doesn't care and is like insisting, almost pushing to meet up with her, that doesn't sit right with me. Like, I don't like pushy people. So yeah. So then what caught me off guard was red flag number 1 and red flag number 2, because collectively, he took her 2 hours away from her location. The way I would have been like, yeah, we're too far. We're too far away. We gotta go 2 hours to get some hot chocolate and watch a sunset. Ooh. But getting back into it, after that, he messaged me every 5 minutes and insist on calling each other each night. A week later, I had to get surgery on my shoulder. My mom couldn't take me to the hospital, so he said he'd give me a lift. When I was there, I kept saying he'd better go, and he just lingered. The nurse came in and said to get changed into a hospital gown, everything off except panties, etc., etc. He wouldn't leave the cubicle. He said he'd see everything eventually. Like, this right here makes me extremely uncomfortable, because right off the bat, like, you're letting me know, like, you don't care. You don't really care about too much of anything except for what you want and what you need. What makes you think that you're going to be able to see all of my body? We literally just started talking like yesterday. And then we're at a hospital and no. Mm-mm. He said he'd see everything eventually, and so I shouldn't be shy and let him help me undress. I kept asking him to leave and eventually had to call the nurse to call security to get him to leave. When I woke up, Bob had blown up my phone with messages 200 plus that started off nice. I hope your surgery goes well, sweetheart. I love you. To hit me back ASAP. To you ungrateful female dog. I hope you're dead. Then I'm sorry. I'm just worried about your surgery. I don't know what if I do, if I lost you. You're the very best thing that's ever happened to me. I love you so much. Baby, he is unhinged. That man is literally spiraling down the rabbit hole. That would scare the hell out of me. 200 messages. Can you imagine? And yet again, like, he's showing that he doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care. Like, if he saw you go into surgery, like, he knows you're getting ready to have surgery. Obviously, you're not responding because you're in surgery. How am I going to respond to you if I'm having surgery? Why did you feel like it was okay to send me 200 and plus messages? Why are you calling me out my name and hoping that I die? See, he's unhinged. He's unhinged. Anyways, that freaked me out, and I sent a text that just said, leave me alone, please, and then he never replied. Bob showed up at the hospital in the morning, and I just pretended to be asleep. He stayed for 4 hours. Each time the nurse came in, I just pretended to be out of it, then passed back out. Babe, why are you over here playing sleep? Why are you over here trying to be Sleeping Beauty? The way I would have called the nurse and tell the nurse, like, hey, he's not welcome here. He needs to leave. The way that I would have the security guard running rounds around my room, I would go, no, I ain't no way I'm about to sit up here and pretend to be asleep. Not with that unhinged man next to me. He waited outside my house for hours, for weeks afterwards. He bought us tickets to go to America, promised a fully paid trip, including a trip to Vegas, because he didn't want to wait to get married. I physically hung out with him twice. He created a fake Facebook profile using badly photoshopped photos of us together. Bob, you were a bloody creep, babe. Babe.